What's up, beautiful world? This is rSlashTNA, and welcome to another episode of rSlashEntitledParents. Parents. Remember to hit that subscribe button anytime during this video, and don't forget to press that notification bell to be notified every time I post a new video. If this is your first time on this channel, we welcome you. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Enjoy the stories of rSlashEntitledParents. Parents. Our first story is for those of you that have been waiting for the conclusion. It is Hypocrite Neighbor Thinks He Can Tow My Car, Part 2, Finale. The link to the Part 1 story can be found in the description section of this video, as well as by clicking the suggested link in the top right corner that is showing right now. Now, on to the story. Time to tell the end of the story. First thing though, I want to thank everyone who upvoted, awarded, and commented on the first post. I was amazed to see how much support and empathy you guys sent to me, not to mention the 5,000 upvotes. That's insane. I listened to your recommendations and approached the owner of the building. The funny thing is that when I went to the owner, Ian's sons already came to the parking lot and not only parked in the spot that wasn't legal, but blocked both Ian's car and the path itself to the entrance and exit, eventually causing a big traffic jam. The owner was furious and he kicked the sons out of the lot and gave Ian some nasty yells. Me and my dad literally just looked out of the window, ate popcorn, and enjoyed the show. Yes, the tow truck never came. It was a known bluff from the start, but it was fun to share this story with you all. Thanks again, and may the forces of the universe bestow upon us freedom for the entitled parents. What a story. And if you want to find the link in the story for the first Hypocrite Neighbor Thinks He Can Tow My Car Part 1, in the description section, you will find the link to that as well. Definitely due to road rage and a lot of impulse decisions that are going on, glad this story turned out the way it did. Just like the guy and his dad were eating popcorn out the window, hopefully you guys are eating some delicious popcorn right now listening to this story and enjoyed it. So those of you that were waiting for this story to be released, you're welcome, and you know who you are. And this next rSlashEntitledParents story is, EM tried to pinch my armpit off because I am competitive with canned. Okay, so I remembered this one, and honestly I can't believe that I have had many encounters with Karens and I didn't even realize. So a bit of unnecessary cultural context for you. This story is probably going to be like L because of backstory, yet the story it's like 3 lines long, lol, so enjoy. Here in Chile, we celebrate kids' birthdays differently. We do piñatas, but it's kind of a different ritual. Piñatas are just cardboard boxes with different shapes and decorated with the image of a topic like this one or this one. They're filled with a reasonable amount of candy, but not too much because we're a third world country and we can't afford 4 kilos of candy. Also because we're all cheap. And everyone knows that. It's like general culture. Every kid comes in with that thought in their head, scanning and analyzing every corner and every angle where the candy can fall, depending upon the velocity, position of the piñata, height, etc. But it happens on the background of the mind. Everyone enjoys the party as normal, but the background analysis is happening very subtly. And when the birthday kid's parents come with the piñata, everyone enters Hunger Games mode. As a 9 to 10-year-old ADHD kid horny for sour sugar, I was very competitive when it was candy shower time. Very. Sometimes, at different ages, my mom had to talk me off for being rough and unconscious and inconsiderate with the other, littler children, but why would I care? Snatchers, keepers, finders, weepers. I still behave like that, but now I have an alibi. I'm helping my sister get candy and making sure she doesn't stand up empty-bagged. But enough of that, this is the story. We were on a friend of mine, then stepfather's child's birthday party. I didn't want to go, but I was 9 and he wanted us to go because my sister had their age or something. Can't remember and don't care. I was thinking, ooh, free food and ooh, candy. Insert Grinch smirk. We arrived and the party happened as any normal one here. Adults chattering, little kids running everywhere, and me sitting or standing in the corners near mom because I was shy and uncomfortable around other kids my age. I remember looking everywhere, not wanting to be there, and being generally bored until I heard it. The parents called our attention, and they didn't have to do it twice for me, My eyes were laser focused on that big piece of cardboard holding hostage my precious candy. Everyone gathered in the middle of the backyard, and they told the 5 to 6 year old birthday kid to pull the string to open the piñata at the count of 3 so we could start catching the candy. I took my place almost under the piñata with my patented strategy ready to go. If you're wondering, I observe the biggest cumulus of candy as soon as it reaches the floor and secure it with both hands and cover it. Think of the big Wallies in the Axioma dump. Waiting till some of the chaos cools down to be sure I can put them on my bag without any pesky spawns trying to be smart, while grabbing the loose candies here and there quickly, looking like an octopus. It's 90% effective, and I could bring home a big, bold bag of sorted candies. This was not the case. The space was a little smaller there, and as soon as the candy fell, it looked like ants over a tiny piece of watermelon. I could have pulled my strategy, but had to pick nomad candies that hadn't been vanished by those kids. Blurry as I remember, I threw myself to grab one candy that was away from me and kept unnoticed by the rest. At the same time, some 3 to 4 year old went like under me. I was already in all fours in the ground grabbing the candy and didn't fall or crush any one of the kids. To grab something maybe, but I stretched to grab mine and went all... So the kid under me was being squashed. Not seriously, I was still thin at the time. I felt a pinch and then insane pain in the spot right between my armpits and my back. Till I backed off and this Karen was like, me, Screech is in pain. EM, hey, be more careful. She was pissed like I had been the one who pinched the little kid. Me, what is wrong with you? Starting to lose my oxygen because I wanted to cry. Yes, I was a P and didn't tolerate physical pain that well. EM, still pissed and not even sorry for nipple gripping my posterior armpit. Well, you gotta be more careful. Don't you see you hit my kid? And you're too big to be picking candy. Me, maybe this was said, maybe it happened in my mind, can't make up my thoughts just right. I didn't do anything, he threw himself under. I don't remember seeing the kid crying or being an exaggerated brat like you would expect. Maybe it was the adrenaline of stealing candy from others and he didn't care. I just silently turned back and picked up my pace while starting to cry and went to my mom because after processing what had happened, she had actually pinched me so hard, maybe she was trying to pull me off the heap. I explained what happened to my mom and she was livid. She's a great mom, but when something makes her angry, she can make the devil bring his manager and actually get him fired while not even yelling. I just stood behind her hurt while she berated the Karen. She tried to interrupt my mom, but that only makes her yell louder, LOL. In the end, Karen just sat there pissed, but with her mouth shut. I got reprimanded again for not being conscious of how rough I am, even when there were kids younger than me, like usual, and I ate my candy with an emotion cocktail of anger, pain, and satisfaction because Karen was unhappy and I still managed to get a decent amount of candy. My sister got more though, effing adults cheating for their children. Also, I think the kid didn't grab the thing he wanted because I remember him with a poker face. I hope this story was okay since I wrote it sleep drunk at 2 a.m. and it's hard for me to hit the keyboard. And this next r/EntitledParents story is entitled Father Demands Stranger Pay for His Groceries Because He Promised He Would. A lot of people asked me to post some more stories after I posted my last one, but I didn't know which one to do. For a good amount of them, however, a lot of them aren't as bad as the ones I've already told, but this one is probably one of the worst. Please note, I can't remember exactly what was said, but I'm putting it into what I think they said. Due to me working in a supermarket, I meet a lot of different people and most of them are incredibly nice and respectful. However, I also see a lot of Karen and male Karens, unsure of the name they have, and that is exactly who this story is about. It was midweek and I was working the tills when a man, entitled Dad, and his son approached and began loading on their shopping. And they had a lot of shopping. After scanning their items, I told them the amount. I think it was around 145 pounds, and the ED began rummaging around in his wallet and pulling out notes of money. After counting it all, it turns out he was a few pounds short and decided his son should probably put something back so that he could pay. The kid was upset and reluctantly obliged. However, the guy who was standing behind them at the till spoke up. I can get that for you. he said, obviously talking to the kid and not the dad. The kid smiled, and before he could say anything, the ED went, "Thank you so much. It comes to X pounds." And he threw his son's items in the trolley and moved away to let the man come forwards. The other guy then said, "Man, I was talking about your kid stuff. I'll buy that. I'm not paying for your shopping. I can't afford to." ED, "But you just said you would pay." Man, "Yeah, but I meant I'd pay for your kid stuff, not yours." ED, "Well, you can't just make empty promises. You have to pay for it now." He then looked at me. "That's how it works, right? He has to pay because he promised he would." Me, "He doesn't have to pay for anything that you buy, unfortunately." ED shoots me a mean look and tells his son to pass his stuff to the man behind, who was still nice enough to pay for it, which is a lot nicer than I would have been. And then they both left. Midway through serving the nice guy, I saw ED and his kid at the cash machine through the window withdrawing some more money, meaning all along he could afford it in the first place. So me and a nice guy had a good laugh about that. Those were 3 great stories. To hear my best suggested stories, click on the video to the left. To hear more Entitled Parent stories, click on the video to the right. If you have not already done so, click on that subscribe button right there in the middle and leave your comments below. Once again, this is rSlashTNA. Have yourself a great day.